Pastor Wayne,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me. Tell me a little bit about uh, with Tuscan. How long have you been here with Tuscan anyway?
Been 18 years.
Oh, 18 years.
Yeah.
So how old were you at that moment?
What's
if you don't
that?
mind? How old you were at the moment when you came here first time?
Me, my own age?
Yeah.
I guess it was 60. I'm 61 now.
Oh,
so,
really? You look
yeah.
like a 61?
So I must have been in my 40s, yeah.
Oh, 40 something.
Yeah.
So around my age or something
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
What made you here to come?
I just felt that opportunity to leave the church that I was at. I was in a rural church in Saskatchewan, a very fine church, but I, for various reasons, wanted to go to a larger location, larger city, but not a huge city, And Wetaskiwin worked out for that, and just where the church was in its ministry, I felt was a place I would like to be a part of,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So for 18 years ago, so you must be a little change you can maybe notice. Would you tell me a little bit about with Tuscan when you came first time? How would you kind of, how to find out the community when you came first time?
Yeah, wait. Let me see. I suppose. Well, I mean, one of the things is it wasn't as big as it is now. As far as there's a lot more homes that have been built, and I think there's been some positive advances of different things Wetaskiwin's trying to do that I see has changed over the years here, and I think in a lot of ways the ministry has had to change over the 18 years, and some of the things that we did 18 years ago don't work so well now, and so but all in all,
what is the kind of first impression when you saw the Wetaskiwin came in? You told me that you want to go a little bit bigger city when you're 40. When you minister one of the town in Saskatchewan. You told me.
Yeah.
And you're looking for a little bit bigger city, so you came. And then, what is the kind of impression because you came here in Wetaskiwin? What is the kind of city is like the moment? A little bit more, maybe further, maybe.
Yeah, I like. As far as the city itself, we've seen various changes take place in the city regards to. I think there was a resistance, or not as an open door from the schools to the churches, whereas that's changed to Christian ministries. I think there is a much greater opportunity here in Wetaskiwin than there used to be when I first came. I think also trying to think of some of the. Well, we've seen, one of the big changes I guess we've seen is an increase in senior residents. There's a lot of buildings being built over the 18 years to take care of seniors, and that's the baby boomer age generation, and I'm a part of that generation, so we're all aging. So that's one of the things I've seen is the aging of the population and the retired farmers coming into Wetaskiwin, and just some of the sports things that take place here in the community that used to be popular aren't as popular now that my kids were in. So some of those things, yeah.
And so what made you stay here? Because you're 40 around, maybe 40, 18 years where you're 40 around something, and then and you probably maybe here 18 years, and then what make you kind of stay? What benefit do you can find city?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, one one of the big factors of being here was because of my kids. That was one of the reasons why we moved too. My children are of the age that I wanted something a little bigger for them to be a part of, and so on, as well as myself. So we came to Wetaskiwin, and just the years that they spent here in the different school systems and opportunities, it just seemed to be a place. And you stick around in a city and get involved in the volunteer work that is here. You begin to develop a sense of community.
Yes, absolutely.
So the idea of leaving was never something I seriously, really thought about. I had moments when I thought about leaving, but there was, I don't know, feels like home here. So we just stayed and tried to do our part as a pastor family, and yeah. So.
Do you find some difference, maybe the city that you used to be and then the city you are in right now? Is any different you can find a little bit?
Not huge differences. It's trying to think what might be some of those differences. Personally, I think, or not personally, but as I think of the city, I see it more, it's cooperating more this now than it used to. I think some of the racial issues here in this community are being dealt with in a better way. There's I think a more taking place trying to unite First Nations with whites and so on, and it's good to see some of these things happening where there's cooperation with one another. There's a sense of working together, and then also with just the idea of working together as churches. I see us as churches, especially the evangelical churches, working together more on, last weekend being the festival.
Yes, exactly.
We've never done anything like that before. So I'm encouraged by that. That's for sure.
I'll talk about open crowd the festival a little bit more, but later. I've been quite a few city in Canada. My first city I was Vancouver. So when I came here, it's totally different from my culture, and language is different. But it shaped me my identity. When I moved into Toronto, about maybe 3, almost 4 years something, it changed me as well. So how the city, Wetaskiwin shape your identity, because of 40. I'm 40 now, something, middle of the 40, but still, the city shaped me quite a bit, different, gave me a different perspective. Would you share a little bit about how it changed you, or how it shaped your identity?
Let's see. Probably the first thing that comes in my mind is learning to be patient. Because things move slowly here. I don't see a lot of rapid growth and things being done quickly. So there is a patience. There is of course, I came from an agricultural background with the former church that I was in. So, but I find being here in Wetaskiwin over we've seen in Alberta here some real ups and downs on the agricultural and on the oil. That has been something that has, just learning how to minister to people who've lost their jobs or who have been hurting in the agricultural end of things. So, again, just getting an understanding of my community. It's changed in some of the opportunities I think that were there 18 years ago aren't there right now, you know, particularly oil industry. And so, you know, I think learning patience with just the pace that sometimes we go at here in Wetaskiwin. And, yeah, that's, but I think also too, I suppose, is for me as a pastor, just working with seniors. There's a lot more seniors here in this church, in this community, than in my former community. So just dealing with that, and then my own aging process. You know, 18 years in one place. I came from a middle age to now entering more of a senior age. Just dealing with your own changes in your energy level, changes but you know, also you get I think a healthier perspective of people. You know, aging helps gain a little wisdom, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. Amazing. Yes.
So but yeah.
Have you ever experienced any kind of heyday here or any tragedy?
And Wetaskiwin?
Yeah, Wetaskiwin. Anything you remember, maybe?
Well, there's been trying to think of, you know, we're a small enough community that when there's a death of a younger person, a teenager or a young adult, you know, that is a sad time. I visited some neighbors that I've never met before, but because of the tragedy in their life of a loss of one of their children, you know, it affects the community. People know each other here, you know, so it has that ripple effect. You know, and I think losing some of the emphasis or opportunities through the oil industry. A lot of people have lost their jobs, you know, and I know of people who've cannot find. For the last half year or so, they've been trying to find a job, and there just isn't. So walking through that with them, you know, as far as celebrations, I guess some of the good things that we have seen. You know, I would say some of the building that has taken place. You know, our city hall has relocated and then put on a new face. You know, and I like the way they kept some of the old and
it used to be courthouse.
Yeah, right.
I researched around and then what the city, the history of the city, and find out they used to be courthouse.
And I think they did a great job in mixing the past and the present together. So you know, so that's been, I think, a good thing. You know, Manlock swimming,
exactly, for senior
has been a good thing for all ages.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so that's been a sense of, I think, joy in our community.
Do you often go there?
Yes, I have gone a couple of times. I'm not a real swimmer myself, but I thought about going to the gym, though, because I thought of them doing some light weightlifting. It wouldn't hurt. But, and then, you know, I think I had a chance to see different mayors, you know, leading the city and so on. And I had opportunities to work with them through mayor's prayer breakfasts, and I enjoyed each one. And I enjoy Bill and some of his vision that he's had for the community. A lot has happened under his leadership, so that's been good. And
yes. Yeah. Thank you. Would you tell me a little bit about power relations, and then do you think any who is a good guy here and then bad guy a little bit?
Yeah, you know, I don't know whether I really can comment on that real. You know, as far as a good guy, I you know, like I say, the city council has been, I think, a really good lately, well, I think I've gotten to know them.